swear to God, if it's going back to my other channel, I'm gonna... Okay. Is this back on my other channel? Fuck me. Uh-oh. What the fuck? Where am I? What is happening? Okay. Okay, I am streaming now to the correct fucking channel. Jesus Christ. I can't explain the amount of trouble I just went through to get to this point, but I'm finally live. Okay. It kept streaming to, like, my other fucking YouTube channel. I couldn't even get Twitch to work. Twitch just decided to not, so, I was like, you know what, I'll just stream to my channel. No. YouTube. Well, Streamlabs was linked to my old channel, and it was a bunch of other stuff, but we're here now. Yay. Oh my god, hi. This is way later than what I had initially planned on, but we are here for the Halloween stream. It's gonna be great. All I've been doing is animating Warrior of the Mind for the last, month? No, it hasn't been a month. 2 weeks? 3 weeks? I don't know. Time is an illusion. So, that is all I will be doing this stream. I don't need this. I don't need that volume on, but I do need my songs back on because I had music on. Okay, there we go. I forgot I moved my mic. My life's a mess right now. I'm so sorry. But we're good now. As a motorcycle revs down the road. But yeah, so all I've been doing is animating this, and I figured that Halloween is a great time to just sit at home and animate. Though that is, you know, whatever. But yeah, so I uploaded the whip, but I keep going back and, like, adding and editing and, like, changing and, you know, whatever. So it's changed a lot since I added the whip, or since I uploaded the whip. And I'm just finishing up animating Odysseus. Like, I have, I think, a few seconds of his part of the fight left, and then after that, I'm going back animating Argos, and then going back animating the boar. So that is the plan for the stream: is to finish animating Odysseus, animate Argos, and then if I have time, animate the boar. Great, glad. It'll be good. I promise. If the motorcycle outside is done revving. Is he just going up and down the street? What the fuck is happening? I don't know. But, yay. Hope everything is more or less good. Everything sounds good, looks good. Doesn't look like you guys can hear the music all that much. There we go. I just have, like, some Mass Effect music going on in the background, so all that will be playing in the background will be just lo-fi Mass Effect, which is not normally what I listen to, but, you know, teehee. YouTube copyright is fun. But yeah, so that is the plan for today. Sorry, that was a lot to go over in like a few minutes. Let's see. So, here, I'm gonna pause this. I'll show you guys the fight scene where we're at right now, and then we'll start animating from there. Why did that not pause? Excuse me, sir. Okay. Okay, so that is the section that I'm animating today. I'm sorry about that one guy in the background that keeps revving his fucking engine. But that will be what we're animating today, which is about, what is it, a minute or so of animation? No. It is 10 to, it's about 30 seconds of animation, which is not bad. Not impossible to get all that, what I want to get done, basically, in this stream. And, you know, yeah, it'll be good. And you guys will probably hear this 30-second part a million times tonight. So I hope you love listening to that chorus. Sir. Need that. So I think I'm actually going to add extra frame, because a lot of I think it needs I'm trying to think of the best way to go about turning him, which I'm gonna fucking oop. That is not what I Ow! That's not what I wanted. I just wanted to mute it. Oh. Because he's so it's kind of this pivot that I have to do where let me zoom in to here. where he goes from this pose to this pose, and I have to add in like a few frames to get that to kind of work with me a bit. I kill this guy who keeps driving up and down my street. I don't know who he is, but he keeps revving. And he's been doing it all day as I've been like trying to fix all of this streaming shit. He's just been revving up and down my street, and hold on, and that's been fucking annoying. But you know, fun of living in a hello. PNG Tuber Plus, please work with me with this. Please. Okay. I think I got it to work. Turn this off because I need to see where his body is. Us. So basically the motion that I'm trying to get through is that he has to fucking pivot and turn onto the boar's head so that he can climb on it and then just immediately jump off. So I think I have to add a few more frames to like this section, just so that it has that translation of like him pivoting. But it's definitely just trying to figure out how he does that. Shinken. Same. The cackling. No, I didn't want that. I think I'm going to delete this folder of files just because I have this file specifically has so many frames in it that it's kind of kicking itself at the moment. And I say so many frames not because like down here is a lot of frames, it's that in this little group I have like way more plus a little Hermes and Odysseus doodle, but that's a story for a different time. But yeah, like I think I'm gonna have to make a new file to do the rest of the animation. They keep popping up and it's annoying me. Okay. I think I got that down. This Opera GX. Don't show this getting good. No, get away. Opera GX, please. I can't. Sorry. My web browser just gave me like a weird pop-up for like a phone thing. I don't know. But alas. This quick thought working my AU. So I actually have an example from the animatic I'm doing right now. So basically, quick thought is I know that like they have ooh, that was louder than I thought it was gonna be. It's more of like I'm trying to figure out, it's like a digital domain for Athena, basically, where, so she has this, I don't know if I have a good image of it. You know what, I might actually have a picture somewhere. But basically she has this fucking digital domain where she can bring people into these what's it called? Bring people into her place. So where she can like for this specifically, sorry, I am so fucking all over the place. She brings him into this place. You can see her like transferring him digitally, moves him into this space that is like connected to his implants, which is like a whole thing that connects him to her. And so when she brings sorry, I have a really hard time explaining things. When she brings him into this, it's basically just like where she can talk to him like real quick, be like, dude, get your shit together, and then just fucking leaves him back. Because like when a computer processes, like it's fucking instant, right? Well, not instant, but it's pretty instant. So it's that same idea as the quick thought, where she can like talk to him and do things with him, but it's just more put into a digital format. Whereas like in the normal one, it's more of like magic, for lack of a better term. Anything basically that you see in Epic that's like magic, make it a computer. Which sounds like really boring, but I don't know, I enjoy it. So to this degree, like she takes him like into this little, what I'm calling the memory bank, which is hold on, I went too far, which is like this little water spot. So her domain is like a desert oasis, because she was considered to be like an Egyptian god as well. So her domain is a desert oasis, and that little water bank right here is what I'm calling the memory bank. And when she takes him into the memory bank, it takes him into his own memories to kind of recap stuff that's been happening with him. And it's more of just like a digital space for her as a god to bring him into, basically. To be like, you know, again, get your shit together. I don't know if that really explained what how I think of it. It has been a long 2 hours since I arose from my tomb of sleep. But yeah. And like I would imagine in my own brain, each god has their own like URL domain basically, where their followers can like be brought to have things explained to them. But yeah. I want to turn off my Steam notifications. Oh boy, that was I didn't need that. Hold on. How do I do that? Okay. I'm glad that explained it, because honestly I didn't know if I was explaining it well. But yeah. It's not as much as it is a thought, it's more of a place she could take his brain. It's not too different from how it works in the musical, but it's different enough that I made it confusing. You know. So yeah. Hee. Where did my... There it is. I think I made his face a little too, plaid. Oh, that's his fucking... Okay, that's his little cloth. Got it. Me losing track of my own art. not gonna lie, I wish I could show you guys, like, all of my screens, because genuinely, like, the amount of references that I have, like, up next to me is a little silly, but it's because I forget so many details all the fucking time. Because, like, I have, obviously, Odysseus, Athena, and then I needed the boar to have the height differential. And then I had something else up before, but it's gone now. But yeah, those are just consistently up next to me so that I don't forget details. What's it? Oh, it's fucking... It's Thursday, isn't it? What day is it? Where am I? Yes, Thursday, okay. Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie, I said I was gonna stream at 5 o'clock because I thought I was gonna get up, like, way earlier than what I did. Because I work night shifts, so... Whenever you see me post, like, really late at night at Eastern Standard Time, that's why. Because I'm on night shifts. But I went to bed at, like, 7 a.m. last night, and I was like, yeah, I'll get up at 4, maybe 3, because that's when I've been getting up. No. I try 5 o'clock on the dot. And then I had to try to, like, set up my streams and shit, and Twitch stopped working for me because I had to change my password, and then it was like, no. So that's why we're not on Twitch, by the way, because I know I said we would be and I wasn't, because Twitch just decided to not be helpful. And then YouTube wasn't being helpful. Nothing was helping me today. Everything you could possibly think that could go wrong with trying to set up a live stream definitely went wrong. At some point my microphone stopped working and I was just like, you know, this was working all of 5 seconds ago when I wanted to stream. I had everything set up last night. Everything was good to go. And then, sorry, I just realized I haven't heard from my cat in a while. I don't know where she is. Wait a minute. Oh, there she is. Okay, she's in the hallway. But yeah, everything decided last minute to crap out on me, and you know, as is as is the way of streaming. No. I realized far too late that put it on the wrong layer. I mean, it's all gonna get merged, but it's more for me to erase easier. And now you guys can see the process of my mess of files. It was not that. It was this one. So basically the way that I have been... Oh, shit. I have been learning to animate a fight scene is basically that you draw each character separately first, and then you put them all together. Which is basically what I'm doing right now, is that I'm gonna turn this off. So basically because I learned this kind of when I was doing what's it called, The Horse and the Infant, where it is way easier for me personally to separately draw each character and then just compact them into one video rather than drawing them all on one frame consistently. So that's just like, 27, 28, 29. And it just keeps me on track. Though I don't know if that's for everyone, but helps me, so 'tis how we do it. What is video track 4? What's that? What is this one? What is this one? Oh, I think that this just got moved up and it didn't need to. Okay, yeah, that's what that is. I don't know what. It's a lot of going back and making sure that it looks okay. Did I forget to save the other frame? No, I didn't. Okay. I thought for a second I didn't save something. I forgot the Halloween candy in my car. Oh my god. No. Okay, hold on. Do I have my BRB screen? I do. I want to be right back for like a minute. I swear. I will return. I just have to get candy out of my car because children are coming up my stairs. Would also help if I unmuted my microphone. So shit. Oh, hello, little ma'am. Hold on. Don't know if my... Here's the thing, I don't ever mind showing my face. Like, I'm not really protective of who I am. But the PNG tuber is just because I don't like to basically clean myself up to be on camera. Hold on. I have to get my... But my cat is tapping me. So let me see if I can add my camera really quick. Video capture device. Ad source. Oh shit! Hey. Teehee. Where's my cat? Yeah, my cat. No, don't act like you weren't just tapping on me. One baby. You are such a bitch. You literally just asked for my attention. She's like, yeah, but now I don't want it. What? I swear, look. She's staring at me. She's right here. Wow. Ah, there you go. Boop. Okay. Sorry. My cat craved attention. Therefore, she must get the attention. Trick-or-treaters. Twas not, 'twas my neighbor. You know what? I'm gonna put a bowl outside. Give me 2 seconds because, fuck. Because I want to set that up really quick. I should have set it up before I started streaming. However, we're here now, and I'm just gonna play Warrior of the Mind for you guys while I set this up, because I'm an idiot and didn't do it. Where is... Let's pause that. Flash warning, you know, the usual. Oh, I have this muted still. Surprise.
The lessons I taught you?
Athena!
Have you forgotten to turn off your heart? This is not you. I see you changing from how I've designed you. Have you forgotten your purpose? Let me remind you. Goddess of wisdom, master of war. My life has one mission: create the greatest warrior. I had a challenge, a test
Show yourself. I know you're watching me. Show yourself. I can see you.
How can you see through my spell?
I was lying, and you fell for my bluff.
Well done, enlighten me, what's your name?
You first, and maybe I'll do the same.
Nice try, but two can play this game.
Nah, don't be modest. I know you're a goddess, so let's be honest. You are Athena. Athena. Badass in the arena. Unmatched, winning, and queen of the best strategies we've seen.
If you're looking for a mentor, I'll make sure your time's well spent.
Sounds like a plan. Goddess and man, best as a friend.
We'll see where it ends.
Okay.
Maybe one day they'll follow me and we'll make a greater tomorrow. Then they'll see I know we'll change the world, 'cause we are the warriors of the mind. Maybe one day we'll reach them and we can build their skills as we teach them. If there's a problem, we'll have the answer. We are the warriors of the mind. I still intend to make sure you don't fall behind. Don't forget that you're a warrior of a very special kind. You are a warrior of the mind. Don't disappoint me.
I should have set that up before I started streaming. However, I have ADHD, so that didn't happen. So, woo. Okay. I thought I was gonna get that like before I tried to speed run setting that up, but did not quite work out. But I did not leave you guys for too long, thankfully. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Now that that's all settled, let's get back to it. There's always like the time when like my brain can't sit still because I'm like, yeah, I'm live streaming, but like you didn't do this thing and you didn't do that thing, you didn't do your dishes today. I'm like, please, any other day I would be sitting here just working. Like any other day. But today of all days, my brain says, no, you have responsibilities. As if it gives a shit any other day. Oh, if fuck is... Well, we're going to change this lo-fi, because as much... Oh. We're on... I had it on Mass Effect lo-fi, but... Right. Do this one? Yeah, why not? We'll do this. Sit with Mass Effect music for a bit. My brain is so fucking lost right now. So what I'm thinking right now is that I'm going to basically just to sketch it out here really quick, where he's like kind of like up on the boar's like horns. What is going to happen is that he's going to like, I am an artist, please God forgive me. He's gonna be like on the horns and then he's just gonna fucking, from this position, just yeet himself to go over the boar. And then under. Like, kind of like a slingshot, basically, because he has the, he has the not rope, but like, the grapple around his back, so he's just gonna fucking, whoo, you know? But yeah, that is the current plan. Might change. Might change as I go. Because even from this position, I have to fucking change it. Hello. Hope you are doing well on this fine Halloween night. On this All Hallows Eve. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm glad you dropped in as well. I figured Halloween's one of my favorite holidays. Might as well stream. Not doing anything anyway. I was also in for the live stream last night on to listen to like the new album or the new saga, which it was super good. Loved it. Ending threw me. Ending threw me off. Not gonna lie. But I figured, like, you know, day after was best time to do this type of shit. The Vengence Saga was so good. It was, like, I've been waiting for, like, most of those songs for, like, a while now. Like, since he was, like, releasing the little snippets on YouTube, so I've been like, oh my god, finally. Last song threw me. I had a lot of questions about it. Because I was like, hold on. Now I have questions. Now there's some incongruencies with some things, and I need answers. But I'm waiting for the Ithaca Saga to ask my questions, because I don't know what the fuck is happening anymore. Because, like, literally, I just fucking read the Odyssey, because I was like, oh, let me reread it. So I could, you know, do this AU and, like, get things accurate. I got any questions? Like, okay, so, like, I understand that gods have, like, a physical form, right? But, like, most gods have both physical and, like, non-physical forms where, like, they can just kind of appear and disappear when they want. What is stopping Poseidon from fucking moving? Why is he like, you can't kill me? And Odysseus is like, yeah, I know, bitch. Yeah, you know? Like, great scene. Loved the idea of it. Loved it. Immaculate. How is Odysseus doing Poseidon, a god, any harm? What is stopping Poseidon from just moving? Like, I don't know if Jay has explained any of that. Like, that maybe his trident has his powers, but, like, I don't... That also wouldn't make sense to me. Because he's a god, you know? So, and, like, mind you, that is not to say that it was bad. It's not to say that it was... It just had me confused. And also, Athena dying in the last saga had me confused. Again, I'm waiting till Ithaca to be like, here's all of my thoughts with it. Because, and, like, I kind of get the idea of, like, it being, you know, to show that Poseidon made him a monster. I get that. It's great to show that in the end, he's willing to kill, or not to kill, but torture Poseidon to get what he wants. What is stopping Poseidon from just being like, I'm gone, see ya? Like, and so while I was listening to it, I had an idea, I don't know if I still have it, where if, I took a screenshot of it, but I don't know where it is now. Because in my head, the way that scene goes is not how Jay showed it. But that's the fun of doing fan animations and, shit like that. Where, in my head, it's more that, like, Poseidon makes him think he's doing damage. Let me see if I can get the screenshot up. Yeah, this. So, where he thinks he's doing damage, and then he just actually doesn't, because now Poseidon has finally fucking showed him that you can't show the sympathy, because that's the point. The point is not that he's getting revenge for his son. That is not the point of Poseidon's arc. Poseidon's arc is literally that he's teaching Odysseus that you can't have sympathy, because even in the beginning of Get in the Water, Odysseus is still trying to fucking talk to Poseidon and be like, yo, we could just fucking, like, end this right now. It could be over. We could leave each other in peace. Aren't you fucking tired of this shit? And Poseidon's like, no, I can't leave this. I can't leave this alone. But, so the whole point is not that he's getting revenge for his son. That's the precipice of it, or that's the start of it. That's where he started with it, not to get revenge, but more to be like, dude, just kill him next time, dude. What are you doing? And then the whole point of him chasing him for 10 years, which is, by the way, like 10 seconds to a god, is that he's trying to teach him that ruthlessness is mercy to you. It's not mercy to your enemy. Yeah, like, that's how I thought it was going to end, and it just didn't, and I was confused. Because, again, Poseidon's a god. So, like, when it comes down to how it ended, I have notes, I have thoughts. Yeah, like, and that would be like, cool, I'll just go murder people, which, like, the whole reason why he murders people in the book is because there's a whole law that is like, if you don't show kindness to the people who are hosting you, basically, the host has the right to kill you. And even in, like, if you wanted to show, like, this is what Poseidon pushed him towards, this is the whole crux of it, is that Poseidon pushed him and pushed him and pushed him and pushed him for 10 fucking years. And finally, he's just fucking letting it out. And he is just fucking, going off. And, like, that's what Poseidon was looking for the whole time. That's where we were going with it. And for it to end in the way of, like, he actually did damage to Poseidon, which, I don't know, in my opinion, that's not the point. And, like, I can deal with Athena sacrificing herself to save Odysseus. Don't know where we're going with the Ithaca saga. Because, like, not to spoil it, but she's very important to that part of the story. And I kind of get, like, the point. See, here's the thing, too. Okay. lot of thoughts. So I'm gonna try to animate while I talk, but who knows how well that'll go. The point of Athena that, like, well, yeah, so, like, which, by the way, the windbag jetpack was the start of when I was like, hold on. Wait a minute, where we're going with this. But, so Athena sacrificing herself in God games, I can deal with. I'll suspend my disbelief for it. Zeus killed her. Which, not for nothing, he is the king of the gods. Like, that's kind of, you know, I can deal with the fact that Odysseus can't kill Calypso because she says that goddesses can't die. And then Athena dies, but at the hands of Zeus, not at the hands of a mortal. Down for it. Here we are. You know. I use my hands to talk. I'm so sorry. So, animating won't be happening for a little bit. So, when Zeus kills Athena, kills, quote unquote, because I don't believe that Athena's dead personally. I think that that's kind of like a gotcha. I think that that's like a, you know, a moment of, ooh, she's dead, but not really, you know, where we're meant to think that she's dead. But both Calypso and Poseidon have both said gods can't die. Yeah, it feels like a gotcha to me, because you can't bring up twice that gods can't die and Athena's dead. There's no way. There's no way. That's silly to me. So it feels more foreshadowing than anything that, like, people keep saying it. So when it came down to, like, you know, all the shit with Odysseus and Poseidon, well, fucking, here's kind of what I in my brain, mind you, I have gone back and animated this scene, this 30 seconds, 4 times, because every time I go back and I'm like, ooh, that would be cool. Ooh, that would be cool. You know, like, at first, the boar was this tiny little thing. And I had it specifically be a very tiny thing because it's not about the strength of the boar. It's about outwitting the boar, if that makes sense. So that's why in my first animatic, the boar is about the size of Argos. Or is the size of Argos, I should say. Wherever that frame is. Yeah. He's the size of Argos. So, like, but then, as my own downfall, I got a little frustrated animating because it wasn't really coming out how I wanted it to. And I played Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Which, by the way, the Jedi games, fucking immaculate. Love Cal Kestis. I think what happened, and again, this is not as a slight to the saga. The saga was great. Loved it. The music is phenomenal. Plot. I guess plot, yeah. I think that it's a lot of a creator going back and being like, ooh, that would be really cool if I did this. And I'm down for that. I'm down for that. But a lot of what happens with when I animate, at least, I don't know Jay's process. I don't know what the whole rhythm is of it. I look to my friend who is a graduate in animation. She did this as her degree. She just graduated. I go to her because I didn't get a degree in this. And I say, hey, how does this look? Does this make sense? Does this flow well enough with the story? Which is why I haven't done anything with Cersei, because I haven't figured out how to turn the men into pigs as digital sci-fi creations, other than turning them into Frankenstein's monster. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, like, it, sometimes you get a little too excited about certain ideas. And it's the execution that I was like, I'm so down for Odysseus beating the shit out of Poseidon, because, like, we have been waiting for it this whole time. And even with, like, what the fuck is the Kyberus or something like that? Kybdaris? I don't know how to say the name. The Whirlpool Monster. With the Whirlpool Monster, Odysseus is still not fighting the Whirlpool Monster. He's waiting for it to fill up with water. And then it explodes, and he is yeeted to Ithaca. That's the point. Like, oh my god, hi, Heaven. He's yeeted to Ithaca, and, like, he's using his wits more than he's using his brute strength. And it felt, like, really out of character, in my opinion. I couldn't suspend my disbelief for that section. Because it felt like when I was going back and reanimating things and being like, ooh, that would be cool. What if we used the jetpack? Listen, I use the jetpack. I'm down for fucking jetpacks. The windbag being used as a jetpack is weird to me. But, I mean, again, not to... Great saga. Amazing music. As always. Just really confused as to where the fuck we're going with this. Because I don't think that Odysseus actually beating the shit out of Poseidon is the move. I think that if it was another gotcha, where, like, Poseidon was like, fuck you, yeah, it's... Not the reason, but I remember Casper. I don't know who Casper Fox is, but I agree with them that some of the songs don't fit. Specifically, Open Arms. To me, that feels like the most TikTok-y song out of all of them, and that isn't to say it's a bad song, but it doesn't fit the tone of the rest of the musical. And I'm down for, like, having one song be really really out there, really different from everything, because sometimes you just need that. It's like if... I hate that I have to bring it to Hamilton, but I'm going to bring it to Hamilton. If you took Hamilton, right? You get through most, not most, but like a good portion of Act 1. And then you get to You'll Be Back. Which is the weirdest tonal change in Hamilton. But because it's a character that is reoccurring and it is a character that is meant to be comic relief, the tonal change kind of makes sense. So Open Arms specifically doesn't fit with everything else. Because in my mind, these are men who have been at war for 10 years. He's mostly a reaction channel in terms of reaction channel. For a couple of anime. Oh, that's fucking cool. No, I will have to look him up, but yeah, it's also, I got beef with Polities, but like, that's a different story. I don't, not to be like, I don't care that Polities died, but like, could you, okay, here's my thing, is that, so Open Arms is a great dichotomy to what the lesson is of Epic, is that sometimes you have to be a fucking dick. Sometimes you gotta just fucking do it for yourself and not for others. And to have Open Arms be the dichotomy of ruthlessness, or dichotomy, I don't know, the opposite. It's what you would think the lesson would be is that open arms, but what the actual lesson is ruthlessness. And for Odysseus, the entire musical to be like, yo, Polities is dead, but let him cook. Like, no, stop letting him cook. The man is baked. Like, genuinely. The song gave me so much whiplash the first time I heard it. And now, as, like, looking at it as the point of, like, somebody who's trying to find animations for things, to me, that's, like, a reprieve. That's we're sitting by a campfire for a minute of silence, but Odysseus is still on edge. And he's like, yo, chill the fuck out. You can relax. It's okay. However, the moment that Polities dies because Odysseus tries to be nice to the fucking Cyclops, he's cooked. He's done. His idea didn't work. Let's move on to the next one. And I understand that he's trying to, like, keep the legacy of his friend alive, because that's the point of remember them. But stop letting Polities cook. He's burnt the stew. He's dead. Like, he also does not sound like a man who's been to war for 10 years. To me, Polities sounds like a guy who got picked up on the way. Like, he's like, yeah, I mean, I love Polities as a character. I like that he is the opposite of where Poseidon is. I like that he has that natural, like, I don't know how to say it, but, like, that natural kindness to him, which is very sweet. But also, can we talk about the fact that in the book, could you imagine? Okay, here's the deal. And, like, hold on. So, I need you to understand. I read the book. I'm currently reading the Iliad. Could you imagine if in Epic, Polities dies where he's supposed to die, which is not at the Cyclops. He goes to the Cyclops, but he does not die at the Cyclops. He dies at Scylla. Could you imagine the betrayal, more betrayal, that he killed Polities, his best friend, which would make the mutiny make sense, more than him dying to the Cyclops? Like, could you imagine he died at Scylla? Immaculate. It would have been immaculate, because it would have shown the fact that Odysseus is becoming the monster that he said he would become. Yeah, he dies because Odysseus sacrifices him to Scylla. Like, yeah, fucking Odysseus becomes a fucking bastard in the book. And, like, that's the point, is that he's a bastard. Like, so, I didn't just throw the book, I have laundry right here. But yeah, like, could you imagine Polites dying because Odysseus fucking sacrificed him to Scylla? Yes, he did have Polites live longer because he, so Polites is actually the one who gets Odysseus off of Circe's island because, you know, they were there for a year. And Polites was like, hey, can we go home? He's like, yeah, we can go home. Like, and that isn't even to be like, because here's also my thing. Odysseus is a victim. Odysseus is a victim, 1000%. And so where he is stuck on Circe's island, he's stuck because he was told by Hermes that he has to have sex with Circe to get home. That's what he's told. So he's like, great. I don't want to, but I will, just to get home to my wife. He's 100% a victim. This poor man. So then, after, I think it was 2 years of being on Circe's island, Polites is finally like, yo, we gotta go. Like, I wanna go home, bro. And they're like, bet, let's go to the underworld, find Tiresias, and fucking get the fuck out of here. And I think that Polites had a lot of Eurylochus's lines originally. If I'm 99% sure of where... Because a lot of what Eurylochus says reminds me more of Polites. I don't think he has, but I think it's very much so implied, because Calypso says that they'll go to bed, basically. Because Calypso 100%, like, when I tell you the opening of the Odyssey is that Odysseus is crying on Orgia because he can't get home, and he cries every day and every night for 7 years because he just wants to get home, and he is being assaulted every night by the goddess of beauty, and which, or I guess former goddess of beauty, you could say, because Calypso is her own fucking story with all that. That is how the story opens. That is how it opens. Like, so the story starts at God Games, where technically, God Games does not happen in the book, by the way. I'm so sorry, I was meant to be animating. So the story starts at God Games, where Athena's like, hey, Dad, I really miss Odysseus. Can we get him off Calypso's island? And I'm not kidding. Fucking Zeus is like, and just, lets him go. Like, there's no fight to it. There's no having to convince people. It's literally like, hey, can we let him go? Yeah. No, you're totally fine. I fucking love talking about this stuff because I find it fascinating. Because I love talking about these things, but, I just, ramble. So, when what is technically God Games happens, there's no fight to it, there's no big thing, which I love God Games. I love the addition of God Games, because it fits, to me, in my opinion, fits more to Zeus's character of we don't normally... Actually, no, I can't say that. I was going to say, we normally don't intervene with, like, mortal problems. But, like, this one time. No, because throughout all of the Iliad, all they do is meddle with shit. Like, that's all the gods do. So, I can't even say that. But, teehee. Yes, there's kind of... yeah, it's... So, in Not Sorry for Loving You, one, great song, love it. I actually didn't think that it, watered down the sexual assault. I think that it's very much so implied that there was sexual assault, and that, he was being trapped there by somebody who loved him, but he couldn't love them the way that she wanted him to. But also, he's been there for 7 years. Eventually, you do start to care for your captor. And I think that in him saying, I love you, but not the way you want me to, is more of him admitting, like, I do care about you because I don't want you to be hurt, because I've been with you for 7 years. No, absolutely. This is not even to... Any criticism I say is not out of hate or anything like that, because I genuinely love all these songs. I love the musical. I love it because it makes me think. But in the way of, like... After 7, she has been stopping him from killing himself. Like, so clearly he has some point where he does care for her. And, like, even, I mean, I hate to keep bringing it back to the Odyssey. In the Odyssey, he doesn't have as much care for her. And I think that more attributes to how Jay portrays Odysseus rather than the direct correlation to Odysseus, where so Odysseus has said in the book, like, when Calypso is like, you're free to go, I can't keep you anymore, you know, whatever, because you get to hear the whole conversation between Hermes and Calypso, where Calypso's like, why don't I get to keep one mortal? Zeus gets all these fucking mortals, but I don't get to keep one. That's kind of horseshit. Which, like, by the spell that... Oh, I just noticed that, like, my character is kind of floating. Hold on. Okay. Sorry. But the way that Calypso kind of is portrayed is that she put the spell on herself when she didn't. So Calypso is... I've done a lot of research because I've had to think of how I'm doing... Yeah, I've had to think about how I'm doing all this stuff. So I've had to do a lot of research on how I am portraying these characters. And Calypso, just as a quick recap for people who might not know, Calypso is the child of Atlas who fought against Zeus in the Titan Wars, basically, where you know, they really passed it over in Hercules, but, like, when they go, and along came Zeus, you know, that part is the Titan Wars. And that is, after he wins the Titan Wars, he puts Calypso on an island, and she was the goddess of beauty, is no longer, and he was like, basically gave her this caveat of, like, you're stuck on this island forever because you fought against me. However, anybody who lands on the island, you instantly fall in love with. She doesn't know that, but, like, you know, whatever. And so when, you know, Calypso falls in love with Odysseus, it is also against her own will, for the most part, though she doesn't really know that, which is a whole other, can of worms. But I think that in I'm Not Sorry for Loving You, that song specifically, I think that her emotional outburst feels like somebody who loves him against her will and doesn't know that and doesn't understand why, and she's having to come to terms with the fact that he's leaving. And so when it comes down to, like, Odysseus being stuck on her island, I feel like I really fucking, like, bounced around. I'm so sorry. But when it comes to Odysseus being stuck on her island, like, he doesn't love her as she needs him to. And in the book, he's very adamant that if he does not believe that she's actually letting him go, because he's like, if I make a boat and leave, you're just gonna fucking kill me. Like, and she's like, no, Zeus told me that I had to let you go. And so he's like, see ya. And so when it comes down to Odysseus leaving, I think that him telling her that he does love her, but not the way that she wants him or needs him to, is saying, I respect you as my friend because you stopped me from killing myself, but I don't love you the way that you love me. And I hope you can agree with that. And I don't think she does. I don't think that she has the capacity to understand that what she's going through is against her will as well as his. Because Zeus is also a bastard. So to that regard, she's having to deal with the trauma of not understanding why she has very suddenly fallen in love with this man who has just appeared on her island. And on top of that, having to let him go. So to me, I don't think that the sexual assault is downplayed. I think it's more about the emotion that they're both going through than it is about the sexual assault. Because that's also been something that I've been trying to figure out. Like, if I were to make it a comic, this AU, how would I make it a comic and deal with the sexual assault? But that's also why there's a time jump in Epic. Because do we need to have the 7 years of sexual assault that he went through? Not really. We don't need to know. And it's definitely more about the fact that he's been stuck there with somebody that he doesn't love, who does love him. But yeah. Also, Hermes steals the show every time. Side note. I loved every single one of his songs. And that is 2 songs. Like, but yeah, I think that, so it's also, in the time jump that, not time jump, but like in the song Love in Paradise, not that but like his design of like a little Peter Pan Hermes, love it. It was a great look for Hermes, and I think that like it popped off. Everything about Hermes pops off every time. But in Love in Paradise, there's that part where Odysseus is standing on the cliff, and he has that the riff from the Underworld Saga where he says, "All I hear is screams." Yeah, it was so Peter Pan. I loved it. It was so great. But when he starts singing, all I hear is screams. I think that that's like that whole part where Calypso's trying to like get him off the edge. I think that that also addresses the sexual assault to a degree. Again, Odysseus is a victim. Does not excuse the fact that he kills all those people, but he is a victim. And so, but it's also one of those things that, like, I think it's interesting that Calypso says that he talks in his sleep, only because I think that a lot of, because Calypso's like a bitch in the book. This is also, again, me going back and forth between the book and the musical. And, like, I know it's an adaptation. All said with respect. Love every song. So, hold on. I gotta look up the lyrics. I don't know the lyrics. So, when... I can only imagine that Odysseus is more or less screaming in his sleep. Not talking. And I think that a lot of what Calypso says triggers him a lot. Like, it... Which is why... I don't know how... I know how Jay has it portrayed in the fucking... in the animatics. I think what would have been a really cool moment... Not cool in the way of, like... You know, it would have been, like, visually a cool moment of when Odysseus is then screaming for Athena, is that he tries to jump, but Calypso stops him, because she's a fucking god. Like, I think that I have a whole scene in my head of that I might animate at some point. Because there's, like, little snippets that I have where I'm, like, the idea is there, but, like, I don't quite know how to put it together. But I think that that whole... I don't know what the musical term is, bridge. That whole part of Odysseus being triggered and trying to kill himself. Or not trying to kill himself, but, like, you know, being on the cliff's edge. I think that she's literally trying to get him to come back inside to the fucking, you know, her little cabin, whatever. But, like, we know that the only thing that she has in mind for him is, you know, sexual relations. Like... To me, I think that a lot of what it is that Odysseus is trying to explain to her, like, you don't understand what I'm going through right now because of this, of everything I've done, of everything in my brain that, like, I can't let go. And her dismissing it and saying, like, listen, you've had a hard life. You'll be okay. It's fine. That can be so triggering in itself to be like, you're overreacting. You're thinking too much about it. Just come back inside. And when he hears, come back inside, he knows what that means. This is me way overanalyzing, mind you. But he knows that if he goes back inside, that means they're going to have sex. Which then means he's just going to be assaulted again. So why the fuck am I still here trying to stay alive for 7 years if I'm just going to be tortured for the rest of my life? Because it's forever. This could also be because I just watched the Sarah Boone Trial, And they talked a lot about battered spouse syndrome, where it's hard to explain. Because I don't believe Sarah Boone for a fucking second. But it's definitely one of those things that I think that in looking into battered spouse syndrome is definitely what Odysseus is going through in that moment, where he knows what's going to happen. He knows that this is going to be bad for him, and he just needs to get out. I'm so sorry that this is about to... Ooh, the Sarah Boone Trial. Oh, Risco. Welcome to my other hyperfixation, true crime. So, the Sarah Boone Trial is a trial that actually just happened. Like, it just finished. Where a woman locked... Hello, Pisona. Welcome to me talking about true crime. I'm so sorry. So Sarah Boone locked her boyfriend in a suitcase. It's not funny. I'm laughing because I'm fucking ridiculous. Locked her boyfriend in a suitcase and then went to bed and left him in the suitcase, and he ended up passing away. Jorge Torres was genuinely a great soul, a good man, did not deserve what he got. What a time to enter, I know, right? But genuinely, so Jorge Torres did not deserve what he got, and he ended up dying for trying to basically love somebody, and it was sad. Everything about it is very depressing. I'm not going to get too much into it because it's a very sad trial, but her defense, which is untrue, was that he was the abuser, he abused me, and I thought that if I took him out of the suitcase, he would kill me. And, will be unlit. I'm sorry, Pisona, I am illiterate. I don't understand what you mean. It's a bad time only because I'm talking about murder. So, when, she basically said that he was the abuser, Oh, my cat's fountain is behind me. Hold on, you might actually be able to see it from my camera. Hi. Oh, it's behind the vacuum. There's a water fountain right here. So, it's just my cat's fountain. But yeah, so Sarah Boone said that he was the abuser. Turns out she was the abuser. And if you are interested in it, go watch the trial. It was a wild trial to be actively a part of. Not actively, but like to sit in and like listen to everything that was coming out while it happened. Because this happened in like 2020, February of 2020, so right before the pandemic, and she only just got to trial, which is not normal. And when the reason why it took so long was because she went through 8 attorneys and then, was made pro se, which means that you defend yourself, and then a different attorney took it over and had 40 days to put together a defense. And in his defense, he didn't do that bad of a job. But Sarah Boone is a fucking abuser. But to the degree of battered spouse, I think that a lot of what that scene in in Paradise is Odysseus going through the battered spouse syndrome, basically. And again, that's me thinking way too much into it. That's me putting my own ideas onto Love in Paradise. Do I know that that's what Jay was going for? No. I don't know Jay. I don't know, shit. But that was how I took Odysseus' relationship with Calypso. Yeah, I'm super into true crime and psychology and all that shit, so I think about things way too much. When do you expect to finish the animation and publish it? That's a great question. I don't know. So I think that in timeline-wise, I think that I should have this animation done hopefully by next week. I'm about at the halfway point, but I still have to animate the rest of the fight scene. And then I'm probably going to reanimate some of this stuff, or at least re-storyboard it so that I can reanimate it. And yeah, so I'm hoping by next week. That's if I don't pick up any shifts at work or, whatever. But yeah, so maybe by the 9th or the 10th of November. Don't quote me on that, though. But yeah, I think that a lot of the, I don't want to say pitfalls, because that's not correct, but a lot of the issues that I have when I sit in on the streams for the new sagas, which I've sat in on 4 or 5 of them at this point, like, I sat in on some on TikTok and, whatever, but, is when he puts these to animation and puts them to animatics, this is going to sound really negative, and I don't mean for it to sound negative, but I think that a lot of it is that he is a musician and not an artist, as shitty as that sounds, which is why you get certain parts where, like, sir, fucking people outside, where you get ideas from artists like Wolfie or Gigi, where they have these really cool ideas, and then when you bring it over to the live streams and the animatics that he posts, they don't have the same impact that, like, or even fucking, oh my god, what is their name? Neil something, Neil Draws, who did that God Games that was trending for a bit. But when you get animatics like that have a really big impact on people, I think that can get lost when it's a musician commissioning somebody, because artists are really good visually and musicians are really good with music. Like, that's kind of where I sit with it. So I tried to not, I don't know if he lacks direction, because I think he knows exactly what he wants. I just think that he doesn't have, again, not against him, he doesn't have that visual mind of a graphic artist, I should say. Yeah, I don't think it's a lack of direction. I think it's a lack of having that type of mind to think about these things. Also, I'm so sorry. I saw your question before, Pisona. I use Premiere and Photoshop, and I go interchangeably between those two. So, I can actually show you. Maybe. So a lot of my frames are actually just like PNG files that I put together and then throw into my editing program. But yeah, I also don't know how much longer the stream's gonna last. It'll probably be a while because I wanted to, at the very least, get Odysseus done tonight. No, not animate, because I know that, like, I know that Adobe Animate is technically the program that I should be using, but I was raised on Movie Maker, so do I know how to use Animate? No. I should probably learn, though, honestly. But, you know, that's... Thank you for coming to my TED Talk about Odysseus as a character and his trials and tribulations. Yeah, it's one of those things that, like, I'm old and I'm, I know it's probably not hard at all. I just have a really hard time sitting down and actually learning it. Yeah, hell yeah. It's been nice to talk about my ideas because I've talked to my friends about these ideas that I've had. And we were all talking about it last night because we were like, what is happening? But yeah. I'll have to mark that whole timeline of me talking about Odysseus being a victim. Use Krita. I want to buy Clip Studio Paint EX. I actually... Okay, so... Oh, I don't have it on this PC. I used to have it. I had Clip Studio on my old setup. And I say old setup because 2 weeks ago, my computer decided to just fuck off. So anything that, like, I had as videos, any of my epic videos, all of them are gone off my PC. So what you see online is what I have, which is sad. But thankfully I did save a lot of the pieces that I needed on Discord, so I didn't lose too much. But to get back to what I was talking about, I do have Clip Studio. I paid for it. I just didn't re-download it because I'm fucking lazy. Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things that it sucked when it happened. I was very upset when it happened. Thankfully, I hadn't started working on Warrior of the Mind yet. So I didn't lose anything that I was working on. I didn't, you know, it just kind of sucked when it happened. No, I think I got into it a year before the Cersei saga came out. And waiting for that saga was rough. I'm not gonna lie. No, was it Cersei? No, it was before the the Ocean Saga came out. Whichever one was the one after the Cyclops Saga. So I had gotten into it when it was just the Troy and Cyclops Saga. And that wait was so long, and I'm so happy that it's out now, but whew. That was a rough wait. and I was trying to get friends into it, but yeah, the Ocean Saga, before the Ocean Saga came out then. And when I was trying to get friends into it before the rest of it all came out, because I was like, no, but like, wait, let them cook. You know? Like, I was like, hello. Hi, cat. Yeah. Oh, you just want to sit on the floor? Okay. You can sit on the floor. Sorry, my cat walked in. But I was trying to get friends into it when it was just the Troy and the Cyclops Saga. And it was hard. It was so hard to get people into it, because I was like, but like, listen, I don't know when the rest of it's coming out, but it is eventually. I swear. Yeah, kitty. Hold on. So that you have context to the water fountain. Where is she? That is my cat. She just likes to sploot and watch me draw. I don't know what she wants, though, because sometimes this means that she wants something. But, yeah. And I will say the most that I could get people into was Just the Man. And, honestly, still the best song. Hi. Yeah, my cat's name is Tali Zora. I got her a year ago, because we picked her up off the ground with her brothers, and, you know, that was that. White. Oh, thank you for the soap ink. Yeah, I had a friend who was really into Greek mythology, and I was like, but, like, listen, wait. Wait, hold on. But, yeah, I'm gonna be so fucking real. I did not get into Greek mythology until Epic, so, like, I have to do all this research while I'm doing these animatics. So a lot of the time, I don't know if I actually have a tab open for it, but a lot of the times I have just, like, references up. This is more of my D&D stuff, but yeah. Top 5 at most. Number 1 will always be Just a Man. Still get chills every time I fucking listen to that song. Though my problem at the moment is that I don't have an idea for an animatic for it, because most of it would literally just be like Odysseus crying. Like, this would just be this would be the whole animatic. It's just, damn, I don't want to kill a baby. Though I guess that's kind of all it needs to be. But yeah. Yeah, and getting wet from rain. Yeah, definitely. And when I'm trying to think of the other songs that I fucking play on repeat. Dangerous, I was waiting for so long, and I'm so fucking happy that it's out, so now I can just play it on repeat. Dangerous and Wouldn't You Like are definitely in the top 5. My Goodbye. I'm trying to think of a... Ruthlessness is probably my last favorite song out of the top 5. And it's so funny that I have not really done songs about the gods yet. Because most of the songs that I like are about the gods. But yeah, I do have a Tumblr, but I don't use it. I made one for this account. I had a really old one. But I don't go on it. Right? Yo, but like Dangerous and Wouldn't You Like are immaculate. Genuinely. Like, every time they come on, I'm just like, nope, repeat, let's go. Like, sometimes I just listen to that on my way to work. And, like, that's all I listen to. Which I think I showed it before, but I haven't shown Hermes too much. I think I showed him in my, oh no, where did he go? Where is my boy? My sweet summer boy. Yeah, this was when I was fucking listening to Dangerous. I do. All of my socials are actually linked in the description. So if you want to follow me on any of those, I also have Blue Sky, because I'm trying to get off of Twitter. But, yeah. So Twitter 2.0, Blue Sky. But yeah, all of them fucking peak. Oh my god, Steven's voice is great. Like, genuinely. I follow him on TikTok, and every so often he'll post, like, just, I think he released a song recently, so he keeps posting about that, and I'm like, yes, please. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Hermes 100% gives gremlin energy, and, like, that's the energy he has throughout all of his mythos. Like, he's so good. I love him. Well, could you also imagine, like, after... Oh, I don't know the name of it, but... hold on. I'll see if I can find... Actually, you know, I'm not going to check it right now, but... Fuck, I don't even know what his fucking... I think his TikTok is just his name. But if you go onto his TikTok, you'll definitely see it on there. Ah! Nor. Yeah, I post on Twitter, honestly, just because it's on my phone. But I also have Blue Sky on my phone, so I'm trying to convert over to that, because I don't like where Twitter is. I don't like how it's working. It's kind of shitty, but it's always been shitty. Oh, but what I was going to say was, could you imagine, after finally getting off of fucking Calypso's Island, all you hear is the fucking bag shit, and you're like, I swear to God, I don't want to deal with this fucking bag again. Oh gosh, it's only 8 p.m. Have a good night. But yeah, I think if I was Odysseus, I would have lost my mind already. Well, you know what's so funny is that I got into Epic, and you can find it on my YouTube page, that I was doing an animatic for Monster for a character of mine, because I was working on the story, and then, like, I'm not good at fantasy. So, which I think is funny only because a lot of my argument for sci-fi is that sci-fi is magic explained. So I find it very interesting. But I was doing a fantasy comic, and I had a lot for it, but I just wasn't, working on the pages, but I worked on Monster, and then I was like, I should just fucking animate the musical. And have a good night. What got me to actually animate it was the Siren song, because I was like, oh, wait. But wait. Wait, hold on. This shit would be so cool. Though I was going to do the original, because in the book, it's not actually mermaids, it's, a siren in the books is, the birds that have the lady bodies and faces. I believe they're called harpies in modern day, but that's what a siren was back then. And I was going to do that, but then as I was listening to how the song goes, I was like, fuck, I can't do that. I can't do the harpies. I can't. It doesn't work well enough for what it is. Which is fine. Again, I prefer the mermaids, genuinely. Yeah, I mean, I played Baldur's Gate, so I only know harpies as harpies. But, yeah. I was going to do the original, like, bird with titties, but it ended up not really working out for that. But, yeah, so it's been a wild journey trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing with this, with this AU, because I'm just really not good at fantasy, but I'm really good at sci-fi, because I much prefer sci-fi over fantasy. Who sent me a Snapchat? Yeah, I mean, I think that, so, I know you can hear the music that I'm playing right now, but I'm playing Mass Effect music on my little window right here. And I think that in having read the Iliad and the Odyssey, well, reading the Iliad and reading the Odyssey, I think that a lot of it helps me think about my own characters and think about my own designs for them and, their character arcs, but also, like, hyper focus on Greek mythology like I should have in high school. Yeah, it's one of those things that, like, I think that sci-fi and fantasy is such a is really like the same it's the same concept. So the most that I find in fantasy that differs from sci-fi, like, is that I took a boat, right? And then I put it in space. And that is about the difference of fantasy and sci-fi, where instead of islands, we have planets. And, you know. But that's why shit like Star Wars works so well and has lasted, because it's not, when you think about it, when you think about Star Wars, right? They're not like its own thing where you're like, yeah, you have Jedi and you know this, but what are they called? Jedi Knights. Therefore, I took a fucking knight and I put him in space. And that's all it is. You know? Like, I think that they lend themselves to each other more than people give it credit for, and I think that a lot of what divides people on sci-fi and fantasy is that whereas, like, I don't like fantasy because I feel like it's very constrictive. I think, not that I don't like it, I should not say that. I do like it. I'm waiting for my paycheck to play Dragon Age, but, like, I prefer Mass Effect because I think that there's more to do in a universe rather than just a world. So I like that there's a broader expanse to it rather than, you know, being stuck to this one little world. But again, science is magic explained, and that's all it is. And that works for my little tism-riddled brain. But yeah, so I mean, I think that if I were to do my fantasy novel again, I'd probably make it a sci-fi novel. Because what is an elf if not an elf in space? You know? Also, this file is getting very big, and it's lagging my computer, so I might have to change my shit over. Change to a new file, basically. That's not how this shirt goes. Hold on. Now I have to look at the fucking shirt. How the fuck does a shirt go? My brain is so fucking deceased right now. To give context, I've been up for 3 hours. I've only been awake for that long, so my brain is just like, no. Yeah, and, like, I think that that's a lot of the fun to sci-fi, is that I'm like, this can be real, but it, like, you know, we're just not there yet. Whereas, like, I think that that's a lot of why you get things like where we're at with AI and where we're at with, like, certain things, because scientists are like, but what if we did this? And I'm like, yeah, they did that in fantasy already, you know? Like, just on a smaller scale. But I think that sci-fi expands it, like, a lot more. In my opinion. Yeah, hell yeah. Fucking. Well, that's the thing too, is that, like, there's just so much to talk about with sci-fi. I think it's such a cool concept, and it's not slept on. Like, obviously, sci-fi is not a small genre. It's not like, you know, there's only a few people doing it. No, it's fucking massive. But I think it needs more love. And I think that I watched this one YouTuber for years now. His name is Jesse Cox, which he's great. He made Monster Prom. Well, no, he made it. He produced Monster Prom, and he did a bunch of other stuff. But there's a quote that he said that has stuck with me for a while now, and it's what's been driving me with this sci-fi Odyssey AU, is that sci-fi is 99%, that would be cool, and then 80%, like, or well, and then 10% of, I don't know, where, yeah, he's great, I love him, he is a great YouTuber. I was actually rewatching some of his older stuff, because I watched him in high school, which is wild, but, like, it's more just throwing things at the wall, hoping it sticks. So, like, in the form of, like, Star Wars, because that's the only thing I can think about right now, I'm so sorry, like, you watch, like, lightsaber fights, and you're like, whoa, that's just so fucking cool, look at all the things you can do with the lightsaber, and then you get to, like, the politics, and you're just like, okay, so Queen Amidala is not actually queen by birth. She's a queen by election, so she's just called a queen. And they're fighting the separatists. Then you just fucking, like, want, you know? Like, I love the prequels, don't get me wrong. They're actually, like, what I grew up on. However, I finally became old enough where I understand the politics of Star Wars, and I'm like, this is why I don't watch politics. Ooh, I won't say that. Where is... Yeah. See, here's gonna be my tea for you for the evening, is that I had a previous YouTube channel that I got fairly popular on. Is that the water fountain? It's weird. But it was for... Don't judge me. I made Hamilton Animatics years ago. And it got fairly popular, not to the degree that, like, some of them got popular, but, like, popular enough. Oh, no. And so when... Yeah, same. Real. I'm 27. The prequels was all I had. So, it was, so when I was doing Hamilton Animatics, people were asking me my political opinions, and Trump was running for president, and I'm like, personally, I'm not a political human being. I keep informed, but I don't like to talk about it. I'm not an activist. I try to do what's right in my brain, and that is as far as I will go. But people were asking me my opinions on that shit, and I'm like, I draw Alexander Hamilton. don't ask me. Don't ask me my political beliefs, because I'll tell you, I'm a liberal. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what you do. Just don't bother. Don't kill people for dumb shit. You know? Don't murder. Yeah, there's... Wait, hold on. I might be able to play it. Because there's a, there is a audio. Oh, damn it. Discord, why? I was gonna play an audio. Sad. That I got from this from this sheriff. His name is Grady Judd. He's great. He's a Orange County police chief, I believe. Which first ACAB, but ACAB all except Grady Judd because I love him. But there's a quote that he has where he's like, you know, drink a 7-Up, eat a moon pie, quit murdering people. You know, like, that's kind of where I sit with it. Just quit murdering people. We don't need to murder people over who has the better imaginary friend. That's silly. Do people in politics give a fuck about me? Absolutely not. Therefore, I don't give a fuck about them. Right? You know, just drink a 7-Up. Eat a moon pie. Quit murdering people. And you know, that's the rule I live by. No, please. I want to see the... Ooh, I forgot sound. Okay. Hold on. I have to brace myself every time. So, as context, I animated from here to there last night. So, it's going great. Hell yeah. Okay, this file needs to go away because as much as I'd love to keep it, it's lagging my computer. No, it's probably not that's lagging my computer. It's probably Streamlabs, but you know, I'll blame it on the file. I'm going to. Why is my father video calling me?